Hey folks, it's me Roger back with another video. It's been a little while. Hope you're all doing well. Can't believe it's the middle of December. It's going to be Christmas before we know it. I'm not going to show any vinyl on this video. Here's the vinyl. Instead, I want to show some stuff I got for my birthday last month and some other CDs, stuff that I've picked up along the way. So if you're not into digital, you can switch it off or unsubscribe, dislike it, whatever. In the background, we're listening to this, which is a birthday present from my sister. I really hope I don't get in trouble for playing this in the background because it's so beautiful, and I really want to stress how great this is and how great this whole label is. So this is Balkan, Honey and Blood. Balkan, I guess, was the Ottoman term for that part of the world. So this is Hesperian 21, which is led by Jordi Savall. Amazing viola da gambist, and a leader for a very long time of very interesting projects merging Eastern and Western, ancient and modern musics. And this came out in 2012. It's 3 SACDs in this massive book. With the text translated into like 15 different languages, but lots of beautiful plates of the musicians and historical images. Really just brilliant. If you don't know Jordi Savall, he's been around since the 70s, was an early proponent of what's known as historically informed performance, where the musicians would actually do musicological research into ancient performance practices and extending it back into pre-written areas. I love this label, Vox. This came out in 2012, and this is really interesting because there is a lot of early music, but also by drawing on musicians from all over the world. Modern and popular and folk musics, really, what would be the word? Ecumenical. Jordi Savall's mission seems to be ecumenical, and rather than seeing these divisions between territories and religions and cultures, investigating where they come together. I can't speak highly enough about this. Thank you, Molly. This is so good. In that same vein, this is a gift from one of my in-laws. This is Orient and Occident 2, Hesperian 21 with Jordi Savall on Vox. This just came out 2013. Yeah, it's been on my want list for a long time. Orient and Occident, the first volume, came out in 2003, around the time of the Iraq War. It was really when Jordi Savall concentrated on this ecumenical project of showing how through music we're not different. Through music we are the same. And anyway, this is a beautiful follow-up. The subtitle is Hommage à la Syrie, so about Syria specifically, focusing on the Syrian area. And so this, of course, was at the height of the Syrian civil war, at least what we were allowed to see of it or pay attention to it. Again, you know, musicians from all over the world in this thick book. It's just one SACD. There he is, Jordi Savall. Yeah, I can't speak highly enough of this stuff. I don't have a surround sound system. The SACD does have a multi-channel layer, but the stereo SACD, yeah, who needs vinyl? You know, I can't believe Sony abandoned the SACD. They invented the SACD and then abandoned it almost immediately. You know, it's these weird little labels like Ollie Vox and other classical labels mostly that are keeping SACD live. You know, bless them. Worth, you know, owning a universal player. At this point, they're pretty cheap. So good. Speaking of high-res digital, it's in the Sierra Nevada glass, but it's actually more of that 1555 stuff from New Belgium. Yeah, so more birthday presents. Also from one of my in-laws was the Blu-ray pure audio version of Stevie Wonder's Songs in the Key of Life, which is on French Universal, basically. You know, Motown licensed to French Universal. Again, these have been on my want list. There's been some. What is there to say about the music, right? I mean, a classic album, and it's interesting because I'd listened to the vinyl of it like the weekend before my birthday, and so it was fresh in my mind when I got this, and I was like, oh great, let's check it out. And there's 4 different high-res versions of it. I can't really speak to what the differences might be. There's a PCM version and then like an MP version, which is the one I listened to. Anyway, 24-bit, 96 kilohertz. Includes like a, you know, Blu-ray size booklet of the lyrics and stuff. That's at least kind of nice. Anyway, the sound quality, really good. Packaging sucks. You know, why does it have to be in this plasticky Blu-ray thing? You know, it's... Anyway, now the interesting thing about a lot of the titles that are coming out on this French Universal Blu-ray thing, and there's very little information about sources and stuff on this. You know, they claim original tapes. Well, Stevie Wonder's notorious for not letting out the actual masters, and so everything, from my understanding, everything since the LP era, all the CDs have been made from at least second generation, like safeties and copies. And so anyway, compared to the vinyl, this sounded really good, and it has the whole thing, you know, including the 7-inch, and you know, it's going to be my go-to copy to listen to just because it's so easy and really does sound good. I doubt it's from the original masters. From my other in-laws, my wife's parents split up, so 2 sets of in-laws. They gave you this, which is John Coltrane's A Love Supreme on Blu-ray, pure audio. Again, what is there to say about A Love Supreme? Oh, great classic record, right? You know, this will be like the 5th version of this I have. Here's to John Coltrane. I guess it was recently the 50th anniversary of this recording. Excuse me. Again, sound quality is really, really good, and it includes the The live set from Antides from 1965, and the 2 sextet studio versions that survive. But again, sadly, this packaging sucks. It sucks, and just, you know, we get this gatefold kind of thing, and it says reissue supervised by Bill Levinson. Oh, that's not a bad name. You know, mastered by Kevin Rees at Universal Mastering Studios East. But again, no talk about source tapes, and they don't even give you the date of this live. It was July 25th, I think, 1965. The deluxe CD that came out, what, in like 2003 or something, has a nice booklet that explains the sources. You know, the original master of this burned up in a fire. You know, a lot of Atlantic master tapes burned up in a fire in Hollywood back in the 70s. And so this was taken from a UK, well, the deluxe edition was taken from UK Safety. And most assuredly that is the source of this, but was it analog? Is it digital before that? Anyway, sound quality is really good, you know, 24-bit, 96 kilohertz, but it would have been nice to put it in a nicer package and give us some information, you know. Who else but some tweaked out audiophile is going to buy something like this, right? Rant over, okay? Another birthday present from my half-brother-in-law, David, the amazing David. He gave me Anwar Brahm's Thimar with John Sermon and David Holland on ECM from 1998. I've shown a lot of Anwar Braham stuff because I love it. I think I've only got 2 more to go. With John Sermon on saxophone and bass clarinet, Dave Holland on bass. Beautiful. Thank you, Dave. So, some more CDs. Yeah, Grateful Dead, Dave's Picks Volume 12. I subscribe, so I get it in the mail. Limited edition, this is number 5095 of 14,000. Yeah, they're sold out. So it's Colgate University, Hamilton, New York, from November 4th, 1977. Which is 2 discs, and then the 3rd disc has a bunch of stuff from the Seneca College Fieldhouse in Toronto from November 2nd, 1977. The cool thing on this is the Let It Grow on the 1st disc is killer. The rest is, I feel like 77 is pretty saturated. You know, it's good, but come on, let's dig a little deeper. Speaking of the Dead, I also picked this up because I'm an old Deadhead and I love them. So here's Garcia Live Volume 5 from Keystone in Berkeley, New Year's Eve 1975. One of the few years the Dead did not play New Year's in San Francisco. And I gotta be honest, this kind of sucks. And it's not Jerry's fault. Well, it's Jerry's fault in that he's too generous with his just too generous of a spirit, and he lets Nicky Hopkins run riot on this. And now Nicky Hopkins is a brilliant pianist, but with serious alcohol problem, and it's New Year's Eve, and there are times here where he's in a whole other world, you know, and like Jerry's trying to hold it together. There are flashes of brilliance, don't get me wrong, but to make matters worse, you know, it's New Year's Eve, the Dead have been on hiatus, so what does he do but bring on Bob Weir and Mickey Hart? And something weird is going on with Weir's guitar. It's like buzzing against a fret. It sounds like some out of control didgeridoo or something about to. Terrible. Sorry, Jerry. You know, if he were alive, he would have said, "No way." I'm rambling. Some other stuff. My little honey hole of cheap CDs. I keep finding cool stuff. And this stuff goes out to Carm and John Coltrane, 68. Probably appreciate this, but vinyl would be cooler. This is Steve Roach, Structures from Silence from 1984 on Fortuna. Spacey, new age, I guess, electronica. I mean, that's where they put it, but it's way more interesting than you'd think for new age. I really like Steve Roach a lot. He's coming more out of a Tangerine Dream scene than new age per se. I don't know. Here's another one. Dreamtime Return, 2 CDs on Fortuna from 1988. Just beautiful. I played some of this in the background of my last video, I think. This is Steve Roach with Robert Rich, Soma. Sorry about the glare. This is on Hearts of Space from 1992. They're giving away CDs these days. Here's another Robert Rich CD. I think I played this on another video. It's really spacey, mesmerizing stuff. This is on Hearts of Space from I'm not sure. Late 90s. Beautiful. Very hi-fi. And then I'm finally going to end with some ECMs. My little honey hole keeps popping up these ECMs. I don't know where they come from, or I don't care. This is from 1986. There's probably a vinyl equivalent of this, but it's, you know, long. Anyway, John Hassel, Power Spot. ECM from 1986. Interesting. Brian Eno plays bass on it. This is great, like, kind of, well, just what you would expect from John Hassel, with sort of harmonized, electrically harmonized electric trumpet and kind of tribal, ethnic sort of rhythms. Good stuff. Here's Shankar. You know, CDs are just not as interesting to look at on camera, which I guess is a big reason why people don't show them. But anyway, here's Shankar. The title of this is Piancha Nadai Pallavi, which I'm probably butchering. Essentially, very much Indian classical music, but he composed this. So, Shankar plays double violin, a little bit of vocalizing. Zakir Hussain plays tabla. Viku Venyakram plays Gautam, and someone named Caroline plays Talam and Shruti. They're excellent. Here's Marilyn Crispell with Gary Peacock and Paul Motian, Amaryllis. This is from 2001. I'm not sure if this originally came with one of those slip cases. I like when they do that, but whatever, you know. Classic ECM. I love Marilyn Crispell's playing, especially her playing with Braxton's second great quartet. Yeah, back in the 80s. Excellent stuff. I mean, you know, no LP of this. There's never going to be. I would be sad not to have that in my collection. Finally, here's one that I found sealed from this year. Promo copy. Who is this person? Anyway, Stefano Belani. Joy in Spite of Everything. So I'm going to take this out of its little sleeve. I didn't know, you know, what. I'd never heard of this guy, frankly, sorry. But I saw that Bill Frisell plays guitar on it, and it just came out this year. And that title, it's fitting. Joy in Spite of Everything. And you know what? This is an excellent record. Quite jubilant and upbeat in a way that ECM maybe avoids. That reminds me, Liz, my wife, said that, oh, what does ECM stand for? Extra comfy music? No, it originally stood for Editions of Contemporary Music, and I guess still does. This is an exceptional ECM release, you know, just came out this year. Mark Turner, tenor saxophone, Bill Frisell, guitar, Stefano Belani on piano, beautiful piano, Jesper Bodilson on bass, and Morten Lund on drums. You know, so European ECM jazz. For like $4 sealed, I took a chance and was blown away. Really excellent. Thank you for listening to me ramble on about things other than vinyl. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. Last night I got to perform Stan Link's crazy concert for piano and laptop. This really cool venue at Centennial Park in Nashville called the Black Box Theater. And talked to the guy, and I'm going to try to do something myself there next year. So that's really cool. And I neglected to mention in my last video that Sam Bird came around for Thanksgiving, and we recorded a bunch of music, and really exciting. And he's planning to come back between Christmas and New Year's, and I might just get 2 days with him. So yeah, work on the next record commences. Thank you all again. I will see you all before it's Christmas, I promise. Take care.